And joining me now is Alan Tuerkheimer, a jury consultant from Zagnoli McEvoy Foley. So what's your impression of how the retrial is going so far?
Well, now we have a partial template, and I say partial because the defense didn't try a case last time, of how it can unfold. And so I believe this time around it's going to be more efficient and more focused and jury-friendly. You have fewer charges, and you also have the anonymous jury, so that gives jurors a sense of what they're going to do. There's still some level of protection, and the system's trying to accommodate them. I think that the prosecutors are going to do a better job of enabling jurors to connect the dots and give information through witness testimony that here's what we're charging and here's why you should say guilty.
Is it significant, do you think, that they start with John Harris, they start talking about the Senate seat? That didn't come up until quite a ways in last time.
That's the big thing. That's what they're going to focus on. That, I think, has the potential to have jurors come back with a guilty verdict, and that's something that can resonate. They understand that. And so I believe they're going to give jurors a better time grasping the evidence. Last time, one of the jurors said it was like giving us the keys to the space shuttle and asking us to go fly it. So it's going to be more jury-friendly. I remember looking at the instructions right before the charge was read last time around, and I was sitting around with attorneys, with journalists, and all of us had a tough time comprehending it. So there's going to be a better roadmap this time around for jurors to make the decisions in this case.
There certainly is a bit of a difference so far, too. There aren't as many people there. There is no Sam Adam, who was this big, bombastic sort of, character. So what does that say, do you think, about how this plays out? Do you think it's better in terms of how a jury perceives this?
I don't think it benefits either side. I think the jury will be able to focus in on this. I think what's set in on the part of many, and you could tell from some of the comments jurors made and some of the apathy from recent events in the retrial, that not as many people are paying attention. There's what I call Blago fatigue setting in, and so it is different from the first time around, and the governor is more of an event now and more history than anything current.
Blago fatigue, how does that play, in his favor or no?
I don't think it helps either side. I think it gives sides the ability to come in, pick the jury they think is going to be fair to their side, and then they're going to look at the evidence, and presumably if they did their homework, they got rid of the jurors that they should have struck for in the process. So
let's talk a little bit about the makeup of the jury. You've got we have a graphic here that shows it. We have 11 women, 1 man, 9 whites, 2 blacks, 1 Hispanic. Now, you're familiar with this process, obviously. How do you think a jury like this looks? I'm intrigued that there's 11 women.
It seems like they had the same strategy. I'm not sure if there was any statistical analysis done ahead of time or pretrial research, but it seems like while more women showed up in the pool, each side was trying to get rid of men. So I tend to think demographics are not predictive of how jurors see a case. Some cases they are. I don't think they are in this case. I would have been more interested in hearing what these women said in the questioning about politics, about the federal government, about last trial, than I am specifically their gender.
Okay. Now, do you think that Blagojevich should testify? I mean, that he didn't last time, promised he would. This time he didn't promise he would.
That's the million-dollar question, or gold ticket question, I should say. I think if he can get in there and give concise answers, he probably believes he can connect with anybody and sell anybody anything. But he has to be very careful, because if he does, if he goes off script, if he gets combative or defensive, it could completely backfire. So I understand why there's a reluctance to call him in this case.
We shall see.
Yeah, but jurors will want to hear from him. They always do.